Welcome back to Magic Home Bailey, and welcome if y'all are new. In today's video, I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY fall decor crafts. I love to share with you guys how you can have a boutique, gorgeous home on a budget, and we will be crafting and decorating for fall. Listen, I would love to invite you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's totally free, and pop over to my Olivias Romantic Home DIY Facebook page where I share daily crafting inspiration with you guys. Now, I know it also might still be hot wherever you're at, but turn your AC down, grab some hot cocoa, coffee, tea, lemonade, whatever you guys love. Let's get into the mood for some cozy fall crafting. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
I'm going to take this super adorable happy jack-o'-lantern and I'm going to add a cute little tuxedo bow. So I'm just taking the ribbon and looping it over on itself. And this is the actual Mackenzie Childs ribbon. It is so high-end, you guys. The quality is really, really, really nice. It is very pricey. I did get it on the barn sale, so it wasn't nearly as pricey as when you look on their website. Now, you can find a checkered ribbon at Hobby Lobby or also on Amazon that's not as expensive. Or again, you could find some Harlequin ribbon at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby. You could check there, or Buffalo check plaid is totally fine too. I've been using that in place of this more high end, but I thought it would be so cute on this little adorable happy jack-o'-lantern and to give you guys this pretty DIY. So you're just going to tie it off in the center on that bow and then twist your little edges here and then just make that pretty dovetail in by cutting your triangle up in the center. And this is just how I'm going to doll this up. The other thing I thought that would be really cute to do, if you guys have some fake eyelashes, and I realized this once I got done editing the video, it'd be so cute to add eyelashes to her little eyes. So pop some fake glam eyelashes on this baby girl and it just makes her so fun and fabulous if you want her to be a girl and be fabulous. I just thought that would be so cute. So, you know, hindsight 2020, I may go back in and do that for her. But how cute is she? I just think she is the most happiest little cutie pie. I also think it'd be really cute to paint some like little checks or stripes down the side of her. I don't know, comment and let me know, what are your ideas for this jack-o'-lantern? You guys know I love to go so over the top. I just feel like the bow just wasn't quite enough for me, but there's only so many hours in the day as well, and I really love to get so many DIYs out for you guys. I also did add a cute little hanger there and then popped her into this tree, and I just thought she looked so super adorable. And then there's that fabulous witch hat down there, oh my goodness, and then so many bows added. And I am going to share with you guys how I put this whole tree together. It came out so super adorable and it is so festive. I had no idea how much I was going to really love having like a fall Halloween tree, but it was so fun to put together because I had so many goodies on hand, and I knew with all those goodies, I didn't want to let them go to waste and just sit in a box. I really wanted to pull everything out and make it super fun and just festive in my studio. And let me tell you, this is a great way to do it. And then it's also a great way to take inventory of your Christmas lights. So I was able to get my Christmas tree out and plug everything in, and everything worked, thank goodness. Super adorable Dollar Tree stuffed witch hat. I'm just going to take this pillow stuffing and I'm going to stuff it into the Dollar Tree witch hat. Then I'm going to take one of these Dollar Tree placemats. I want to cut the center of the placemat out. You could really use pretty much anything, cardboard or even a paper plate. I'm then going to hot glue the placemat to the base of the witch hat. Then I want to really doll up this witch hat, and basically I'm just taking some ribbon, hot gluing the ribbon to the base of the witch hat, and then kind of ruching it and hot gluing it as I go. What I want to do is use up a bunch of ribbon that I've either already used or that is just kind of short ends of ribbon. I'm also taking some of this beautiful Mackenzie Childs ribbon. Oh my goodness, so worth the little bit extra that I paid. I actually found it during the barn sale, but you can actually get check ribbon on Amazon, fairly inexpensive. I'm also taking this beautiful dazzling jewel. I get all of my jewels from totallydazzle.com. They sell them in 10 packs and they're about $1.50 each, and they're so beautiful. And if you guys have bought jewels, you know they're fairly expensive to find. I'm also taking this super cute little Dollar Tree pumpkin, and then I'm adding in some scrap lace, you guys. guys, I really want to glam this hat up and make it look like almost a centerpiece. And actually, I think that's what I'm making here, is a fabulous over the moon centerpiece, something that you could really set anywhere and just make it feel absolutely wonderful, festive, and over the moon fabulous. I decided to really go over the top on my witch hat and add more pumpkins on the other side, as well as jewels and some sparkling Dollar Tree ribbon. Go for it. This is a great way to use up those holiday scraps you may have laying around thinking, gosh, why did I buy so many supplies? Well, you did it. You guys have a way to use those supplies. Trust me. Now I'm using it under my fabulous Halloween fall tree that I created in my studio. I added some little leaves underneath my fall Halloween tree, and then I'm using these cute little Dollar Tree witch legs. I'm just going to kind of set them up. I may actually pop them into a basket to kind of keep them a little bit more stable, but here's just a fun little DIY idea. Pop those witch legs in, and then you can set your hat on top of them, kind of like Glinda the Good Witch has landed to save the day. Kidding, all kidding aside, but how fun is this? Oh my goodness, I just thought this would bring some joy to my little studio as I begin crafting for the holidays, and it's just a great way to repurpose and reuse what I already have on hand. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take this Dollar Tree cutout. It's just one of those cat cutouts, and I actually had already chalk painted it white, and I let the chalk paint dry. You can really use any paint. You could just kind of lay down a base paint, and then I'm taking this Sharpie marker and I outline the little cat eyes. Then I'm also going to do an outline of some checks. I want to give it kind of that Mackenzie Childs flair with some checks. So I'm using this painter's tape, and I'm going to do stripes down my little cat, and just think you guys can really customize this to suit your fancy. So choose whatever colors you're decorating with for the holiday, or whatever colors you have as your kitty cat. I actually have a black cat, my Tinky the cat, so I'm going to be making a black cat with black and white checks and a little cute black face and tail and booties. So I'm using black paint to do the black and white checks, and Dollar Tree actually has a black chalk paint. That's what I'm using on this one. You really could use any chalk paint on these little wooden cutouts, and take a deep breath with these wooden cutouts. I've always really been afraid to do these, like maybe I'll mess them up, but you know, honestly, they're $1. So get out your paintbrush, be brave, go for it. The worst thing that's going to happen is, you know, you're going to have to paint over it, but I think you guys might be impressed with your work. So have fun with it, give yourself grace, and go for it. Now I'm going to paint some eyes, and so I'm just really using a much smaller brush to do this finer detail work. I'm outlining with the little black paint, and then I painted in the little black eyes. I'm outlining again with black paint, and then I'm going to go in with some blue. I have blue eyes, and then I'm just going to use some white paint up above. Now I looked up how to paint eyes, and that's really how I've been practicing doing my eyes. I did get a little bit too much paint on there, so I had to let it dry and then go back in and paint some more. Now I'm also going back in with my Mackenzie Child checks, and I'm adding in and dragging a little bit of white and gold into that. That's how I do my checks. That's kind of how they do theirs. If you've ever had any of their pieces, you'll see that they have a little bit of white and gold dragged into some of their black squares, or into some of their white squares. They'll have a little bit of white and black gold dragged into that. So now I'm painting my little happy jack-o'-lantern with some pumpkin orange, and I did drag in some black and some gold just for some dimension as I went around. I gave the little stem a happy little gold stem, and I also added a white little dot for my cat eyes to make them come alive. 5, as well as some black highlight on the top of her ears. Now remember, I am doing my kitty cat in a black style with her little booties, and this is my little Tinky the cat. She's my black kitty, my little resident at my home. She's my little doll, and she is finally getting used to Bear, our little buddy Bear. She is so sweet. Goodness gracious, she's been so patient with him. They're so funny in the morning. Tinky just waits and waits and waits for Bear to kind of to play with her, but they're really still kind of getting used to each other as far as play style is concerned. Tinky's like really chilled out, and Bear is just really barky, and so she's just really not having it quite yet. And there was probably the cutest picture that I got of the two of them, just kind of really just reaching out to each other. So here is my Tinky the cat little goodness over there, and I realized I didn't finish fixing her leg there. Anyway, check it out. Popped in to this whole little kind of fall Halloween tree that I popped into my studio. I'm so tempted to take this in to my house. I was just so loving it. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I have to share with you guys this cute, adorable little LED lantern. I think it's actually supposed to be like a little Halloween lantern, but I'm going to make it into like a Halloween / Christmas lantern. I'm going to take this little buffalo check plaid. It's kind of like a little mini ribbon, and I'm going to hot glue it to the base of this lantern and then trim it off. I'm also going to hot glue some to the top of this lantern. I'm actually going to make it into like a glam farmhouse lantern. These are really cute. They're from Dollar Tree. And then I want to take and make a double loop shoelace bow. So you just take the ribbon and you double it up, and then you just tie a bow like you'd be tying a shoelace. It's so super duper easy, and it makes this really cute, adorable bow. It looks kind of fancy, but it's so not, and it's so easy to do. You guys can totally do this. And then you just trim it off, and then there will be an extra loop here at the bottom, and you just take your scissors and you cut that extra loop. So then you're going to actually be left with two tails. This is kind of just like a little funky bow that I had to share with you guys. And then the next thing I want to do is just hot glue that kind of to the center part of the lantern here. And this looks so high end and fun, and it's the perfect size for an ornament. I wish I would have got more of these. Hopefully I can find more of these at my Dollar Tree. And then I decided to use one of those glam jewels from totallydazzled.com. You guys, they have the best glam jewels. I'm going to link their website in my description box below. You're going to have to check them out. They have the best deal, and I use the heck out of them. Okay, so here is popped into my Christmas tree, or my fall Halloween Christmas tree. But you guys know I'm already thinking about Christmas and the holidays. I love having a Christmas tree up in my studio. It just has such a warm glow. And then check out what I did with this Death by Candy jar. I just popped some little candy corn into here. Dollar Tree is actually carrying my favorite Brock's candy corn. Candy corn, if you guys like candy corn, it is the best. And then I'm just using one of those little Dollar Tree Death by Candy candy jars. So fun and fabulous, and oh my goodness, thank you, shout out to my girl Cheryl. She surprised me and sent me these Mackenzie Childs candles. Oh my goodness, I love you so much, girl. That was such a sweet thing. They just popped into the mail, and I was so blessed by them. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I have to share with you guys this cute little wooden heart cutout. These are the Crafters Square, and again, this is kind of be one of those kind of dual purpose ornaments. I'm just going to take my painter's tape, and again, I am going to trace out some checks. I'm thinking Halloween tree, but also these are going to translate into a Christmas. So I'm going to go ahead and paint some checks here just by using the painter's tape and painting this checkerboard pattern. You guys, the sky is the limit. You know, I have been in love with the Mackenzie Childs style now for the last couple of months, and I'm definitely going to do a Mackenzie Childs inspired Christmas tree somewhere in my house or my studio. So might as well get a jump start, right, you guys? I'm going to go ahead and paint these black and white checks, and this actually I did not put down a base coat of white, so I ended up having to paint the white checks, except for my camera clicked off. So you're going to see me now going ahead and going back in and painting the white here. So I just did the black and white, and then I did drag in a little bit of gold in here, and I did add some Harlequin ribbon to the top. Let me tell you guys, Harlequin ribbon is at Hobby Lobby, so if you use your coupon, you can find a really good deal on it. Just a little side note there for you guys know I'm always trying to scope out the absolute best, cheapest deals on everything for you guys, especially when it comes to some of these dupes on the more high-end designer stuff. So I'm just going back in again and touching this up just to make it look a little bit more fabulous. And then again, I'm going to add a cute little buffalo check plaid bow to the top of this. And then I think even now looking back on this, it would be cute to put like a little glam jewel to the top of this. But this is so cute, and I wanted to keep the colors really neutral. Although if you wanted to go fall, you could go fall, or Christmas, you could go Christmas. For the next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how I put together a Halloween fall Christmas tree, and there he is, the star of the show, my little Benji bear, my assistant. I did hold him the entire time and then put him back up. I didn't want him, getting any of the flocking in his mouth. But this is the T38 Walmart flocked Christmas tree. It's pre-lit and it's 6.5 foot. I do have a lot of people ask me where I got this Christmas tree, so there's the information for you guys on that. I do try to touch every branch, and I also have that amazing little Dyson vacuum. Again, that was on the Black Friday special. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree deco mesh, and this is the 21-inch wide deco mesh. Lo and behold, I was shocked that I found it. I'm not using anything to attach the deco mesh except for the branches, and here's the demonstration. Here you take the evergreen branches and you just twist them together. So you just cross the branches over on themselves, and the deco mesh, you just kind of push it in and then twist it over on itself. I hope that makes sense. If you're nervous about it staying, you can always use some pipe cleaner or a wire, but the deco mesh has a tendency to kind of stick in there. It's totally up to you what you're comfortable with. So I kind of wound it around the tree and kind of created like little poofs, and then I'm winding it back around the tree. So I only used one roll of that giant 21-inch deco mesh. Now I'm only kind of showing it from this side. I'm not going to decorate the back end of the tree that much. It's really more for show in my studio, but if I were to do a full tree like in my home, I would probably end up using 2 rolls. So just a little side note there for you guys on that. I do end up using a little bit in the back, but again, I would want to fill it out a little bit more and just use 2 rolls. But there's a little side note on that. Now I did use black, and then I'm going to go in with some white. Again, this is the Dollar Tree deco mesh, the 21-inch, and I'm starting at the top and then just kind of bubble winding my way around. So I mean bubble by pulling that mesh out and crisscrossing the evergreen branches around and then kind of winding it down. There's really not a whole rhyme or reason except for kind of this crisscrossing pattern that I'm using. So you can see I'm starting at the top and then I'm just kind of winding it down and around. And I love using deco mesh. I'm kind of old-fashioned 80s, 90s girl. I love the big kind of fluffy, poofy bows. That's my style, you guys. If you like something different, go for it, but you're here. So this is how I love to decorate and how I love to go totally over the top. That's just me. And again, I use all of this one full roll. So for the entire tree, I used 2 rolls. Now I'm taking that Dollar Tree buffalo check plaid ribbon, and I used 1 full roll of the buffalo check plaid ribbon and then a little bit of another roll that I had. I'm also using this burlap. It's from burlapfabric.com. I'll leave the link down below. I do have a $5 off coupon with Olivia 2020. I'm layering it together, and again, I'm just using the branches and twist tying them on top of each other. Here's the demonstration for you on that. I'm pulling them out in about 12-inch poofs and then just kind of winding them down the tree. Again, kind of using that crisscross method. I like to find where the mesh spots are and find that spot. I hope that makes sense. Comment down below if you have questions. I'll do my best to kind of answer. But again, I just kind of find a little pattern and go for it. Now I'm taking this beautiful ribbon that I found at Michael's. I used one roll and it had, I believe, 25 foot on the roll, and the same thing, I'm just attaching it with the evergreen branches and I'm layering it on top of that burlap ribbon and just kind of pulling the poofs out, and it kind of looks a little bit of a hot mess, but it's going to all come together in the end as I add the ornaments and the bows as I go along. So just take a deep breath and have fun with it, and I do kind of do a bit of a crisscross pattern as I go. Now I'm finishing up the crisscross ribbon pattern and I'm doing my little happy dance jig because it's kind of coming all together a little bit better than expected, and it's super fun and happy. I've never combined the buffalo check plaid with the polka dots. You guys can go back on some of my videos from last year and see how I did my Christmas tree. I used a lot of buffalo check plaid, so you guys totally laugh at my happy, crazy, funny mom dancing. I'm actually completely laughing at it too, but I thought I'd leave it in just to give you guys the laugh of the day. But super fun and fabulous. And then for the next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to do my Olivia bow. This is no tools required. You're just going to take your ribbon and loop it over on itself. And I'm using a 14-inch long ribbon here. So just loop it over on itself. And I like to loop it over on itself 3 times. So continue to take this ribbon and loop it over on itself. I know I'm probably repeating myself on that, but that's what you do. This is such an easy bow. You can totally do this. You're then going to cut that off, and then you're going to find the center of your bow. Find your center right here. Now the next step is you're going to cut little bitty tiny notches in the center of your bow. Itty bitty tiny notches, and do not cut very big notches, because if you cut through, you're going to ruin your ribbon and you don't want to do that. Now you're going to take a pipe cleaner, and the pipe cleaner is going to secure your ribbon right here because you don't want your bow to fall apart while you're making the next part of your ribbon. And I like to go about 2 inches smaller on the next part of my ribbon. Now I'm still doing the happy dance because I guess I just love making bows and ribbons. And I am going to do a little bit smaller on this next bit of looping. I did share with you guys that it was about 14 inches, but it really needs to be a little bit smaller. So I guess I was getting a little bit carried away with my measurements there, but it needs to be more about 12 inches. This candy corn ribbon and this stripe ribbon is from Michael's. Just a little side note there. Continue to loop that ribbon over on itself until you get about 3 loops on each side. Find your center and then notch the center. Now the reason you do the notches is because you need your pipe cleaner to have something to hold on to. When the pipe cleaner grips the ribbon in the center, you can pull your ribbon loops out without them pulling out. So you don't want them to pull the loops out to where the ribbon falls apart. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now for the next one, you're going to go about 2 inches shorter on the very last loop. Okay, sad thing here, I used a little bit too much of my ribbon, so I'm going to have to go really small here, and I only have 1 loop. It happens, you guys. Long story short, I needed to have picked up a lot more ribbon on the polka dot ribbon. But hey, I had fun. I made a fabulous tree. And so I'm just going to make one little loop here and then add that to this last part. But you know what? We're going to work with what we have, which is what I am known for. It's what I encourage you guys to do. And it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's just a bow. Now, the next thing you want to do is fluffy up that bow. Take a deep breath. Have fun with it. Begin to pull your loops out. That's where the secret to your bows are going to be. Pull and fluff, pull and fluff. Make sure it's nice and fluffy. You guys can do this. I know you can. Now that you have your bow all fluffed and attached, you are ready to add some goodies to the top of your tree. I found these beautiful faux kind of peacock feathers, and I'm going to add them to the top of my tree. And just add some sparkling goodies because you want to give your tree height, and that's what gives you a designer look on a budget. These were only $2 for this entire bundle, which I was shocked to find. Oh my goodness, how fun and fabulous. And then I also found these cool little witch legs. These were all at the Goodwill, so definitely pop into your thrift store, especially for a holiday like Halloween. I don't really decorate for Halloween that much, but it is fun to be a little bit festive and to share with you guys some DIY ideas. And I also am going to use this scarecrow. You're going to be surprised how I'm going to use this. I'm actually going to use this to hold my little witch hat on. I saw this polka dot witch hat and I just knew it would be perfect to do this fun little festive tree. And it's actually fun because it sings, and I just thought the puppy would think that was so cute. And I really think the puppy is like my new baby since my son just went off to college. I did have to do a little bit of arranging, but once I finally got it on there, it finally fit right. So again, I had to do some more fluffing and arranging, and you guys know how it goes when you're doing a Christmas tree. This was absolutely my very first fall Halloween Christmas tree, and I really had way too much fun with it. So get out your Christmas tree, take a deep breath, make a pumpkin spice latte, have fun with it, you guys. I feel like this is the year to get super creative and do what's in your heart. Spread some joy throughout your home. We need that right now. We just need to have fun. We need to have some joy because life is so short, and golly goodness, this has been the year. I mean, I'm telling you guys. So I'm going to spread joy here. I want you guys to spread some joy out in your homes. And if that means popping up a Christmas tree early, even if it's a little bitty tiny tree, you guys don't have to do this, trust me. But if you want to do this, go for it. The sky is the limit. So here is how it came out. So fun and fabulous. And as always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. I love to hear what you guys are up to. easy little Halloween garland. Now I am going to start with kind of these like little branchy pieces that I found at my local thrift store. I'm just going to take some zip ties and I'm going to zip tie them kind of end to end to stabilize them. The next thing I want to do is take some of this Dollar Tree deco mesh and I'm just cutting it in 12-inch pieces, and I believe I used 3 rolls of deco mesh for this project. A quick little tip that I have for you guys is to grab a cute little laundry basket, put it to the side, and throw all your mesh in there. That way the mesh isn't sticking to things that are on your craft table. Okay, so now I just took 3 of the pieces of deco mesh and I kind of burrito rolled them, and then I zip tied them onto my little garland here. Okay, so the burrito roll is you just take it and you roll it up like it's a burrito or a curly Q, and the Dollar Tree deco mesh is already so tightly wound that you almost don't have to do a whole lot of rolling. And so I just kind of started in the center and worked my way out and tried to space it as closely as possible. Now I have another deco mesh project in this video, so I didn't want to use all of my deco mesh. Generally when I go to Dollar Tree, I pick up 5 rolls because 5 rolls of the Dollar Tree deco mesh will cover 1 entire wreath, or it'll do 2 garlands. So that's another little quick tip from me to you. So just continue to add mesh, and you guys can go grab like a tree branch, or you can use, you know, a summer greenery piece to put these on. If you guys saw my doorway garland, I just used a piece of greenery. You can grab them at the thrift store, your local craft store, or sometimes even at Dollar Tree. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was make some fluffy bows. I had recently popped into the Dollar Tree and I found some cute little Halloween ribbon. So I'm going to start out with this spider web ribbon. Now they don't have a whole super ton of like amazing, I mean, I guess this is actually pretty good for Dollar Tree, but you're just going to take it and loop it over on itself, the ribbon that is. And I'm making this a 14-inch long cut. So the next one I want to make about a 13-inch long cut, and I'm going to stagger my colors. So we'll go black, orange, and then the black with the pumpkins. I'm really not a super fan of spooky, but I thought that this would be super cute just to have out in the studio, or if I decide to transition my entryway table with some Halloween or whatnot. I usually don't throw Halloween out until October, to be totally honest with you, because I go full fall and then I'll transition some of my florals and whatnot into Halloween. Okay, so I'm basically going on each one of my ribbons. You just take the ribbon, loop it over on itself, trim it off, but I went 14, 13, 12, and then 11. So it's kind of staggering down, and some of them aren't completely perfect. So you're just going to pinch it in the center. Now you can slit the inside of the ribbon there, or you can just zip tie it together. I don't feel like it makes as nice of a bow. I didn't slit mine, but if you guys have seen my Olivia bow that I make, you make like a little tiny slit on either side, and that allows your ribbon to kind of balloon and puff out. So I probably needed to have worked a little bit more with that, but it's okay. It's going to be popped into a garland, and we're going to put other goodies in. I'm going to take some of this pretty sparkly ribbon, and I'm just going to tie my little bow on and then give it a nice good fluffing, and there you guys have that. Okay, so Dollar Tree has these oversized spiders. I'm not a fan of spiders, but I thought these orange sparkly ones were pretty darn cute. And since it's Halloween and I really didn't want to put anything too spooky on here, I just thought a spider would be super cute. So I'm going to take this orange ribbon that matches the spider, because I don't really want you to see that I tied that on. So I just tied it on with the orange ribbon, and you can't see that at all. And then I'm going to alternate bow, spider, bow, spider, bow, spider. So that'll give it some funness. And honestly, you guys can dig into your craft stash and really look and see what you've got. You could add pumpkins to this. You could add little bats, some little broomsticks, you know, little Dollar Tree signs, whatever you want to like throw into your garland. I've seen so many creative people make really creative garlands, and you guys can really pop anything that goes along with the color scheme and the theme into your garland, and you're good to go. And keep playing with those bows. They will improve over time. These got a little fluffy on me, but hey, you guys can also use your easy bow maker if you want to. So give your bows some nice good fluffing and continue to doll up your garland. on the very end, I added some cute little pre-made bows that have skulls in them. They're so fun and easy to pop on. And then here is how our garland looks. Now mixed in with that fall tree over there, it's a little bit much, but if you just take the garland and move over, you know, my crafting studio gets a little crazy around this time of year, and it's going to get even crazier next week when I begin to pull out some of my Christmas. I said it, you guys, Christmas is on its way. Hey, we have a lot of crafting to do. We've done a lot for fall and Halloween, so if you guys need inspiration, pop back on some of my videos and definitely catch up on that. But I think this is a super adorable garland, great and fun and fabulous, especially if you have kiddos. They really like to, you know, go full out for Halloween. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm just going to take one of my summer garden planters, and you can even see it has like a little chip on it. My idea was to grab some black spray paint and make kind of a cute little cauldron. Okay, so it's definitely not exactly a cauldron shape, but hey, we can use what we have fun with it, and go for it. So I'm just coating it with a nice black coating of spray paint, and then I'm going to pop this little foam piece on the inside of it, and then I'm going to take one of the Dollar Tree tins, and I'm going to hot glue the tin to the inside of this because I don't really want to have to stuff the whole cauldron, but you guys could use paper bags or whatever you need to kind of stuff it. These are just supplies that I already have in my craft stash. And then I'm going to take some of these fun little snowballs, and these came in a 2-pack, I believe, at Dollar Tree last year during Christmas, and I stocked up on them, and then I ended up using them all for Halloween. So I'm gonna have to keep my eyes out for some little snowballs. But basically what I want to do is kind of make like little puffy, boofy kind of garlandy things. Now I know that you can't spray paint foam, so I had thought about hand painting it and making it look kind of green and gurgly and gargling, but I decided to go against that idea. I just decided to pop these all in here. So just keep hot gluing them as you go. You could paint them if you want to purple or green or something really cool and Halloweeny. I'm going to end up using Halloweeny. Anyway, I'm going to end up using some kind of really pretty green tulle, and I'm going to pop that in between the little spaces. And I'm also using this glitter vase filler. I found this at Dollar Tree last year during Christmas, and so I'm just going to pop that into kind of my little spaces here, and I'm going to end up adding witch legs to this too, as if we are boiling that witch. So anyway, now this is green tulle left over from last year's Christmas. Believe it or not, you guys, I didn't ever use this. It's kind of that snowflake tool. It comes where you're going to find the Dollar Tree Deco Mash, but I thought that this was perfect to kind of wrap in between. So it's kind of like the little white snowball things are like the bubbles, and the green part is what the witch is brewing. So I feel like I'm pulling it off for the most part. Hey, it's gonna look a little crafty, but it was kind of fun to do. And if you guys have an old garden planter and some little snowballs and some, you know, green something bibbly bob, then you guys will be good to go with this. Now, as I kind of wrapped it in, I didn't have to have any hot glue, but I did kind of like have to use my scissors to kind of poke it in. And it did take 2 complete rolls of this. And I will tell you that Dollar Tree is setting this out already for it in their Christmas stash. So if you guys have not been to Dollar Tree recently, I picked up some Christmas goodies. I'm going to share that with you guys next week. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. It's just going to be so exciting and fun. And yes, I already have one of my Christmas trees down, believe it or not. So anyway, just continue to pop your little tool in, get it kind of nice and secure in there, and you can reinforce with hot glue and some little bibbly bob vase fillers over there as well, and that's just kind of puff it up. Now the next thing I wanted to do was just take my little witch legs, and these are just the Dollar Tree $1 witch legs, and you cut them apart, and that gives like this nylon stocking, and then you can kind of push some little this is just stuffing from one of my pillows into your witch legs. And then you can take a shish kebab stick and run that down inside of it, and then pop that in. So I'm just taking the shish kebab stick, I'm going to run it down inside my witch legs, hot glue my little witch leg here, and then pop it into my cauldron. Now, I will tell you that the witch leg is made out of felt, or the end of the boot is made out of felt, so it's kind of floppy. So I'm going to share with you guys how we're going to fix that. We're going to take another little shish kebab stick, wrap it with some Halloween ribbon, and then pop that up behind the little boot. and I kind of was a little sloppy with this part. I'll totally admit that, but it was still super fun, and it made our little witch leg stand up. And if it's facing out in your display, I don't think it's a big deal at all, but I thought this was such a super fun idea. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this, but look, our witch landed in our cauldron, and oh my goodness, so fun and fabulous on a total budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how you can take those large Dollar Tree signs and make a door hanger. This is super easy. You just take a mini wreath, you clip the little original hanger off, and then you zip tie the mini wreath to the top of the door hanger. And I just had this idea today, and I wasn't for sure if it was going to work, but it actually came out. So what you want to do next is you want to cut some deco mesh, and it's kind of nice with this project. You only need 2 rolls of that Dollar Tree deco mesh. You're going to cut it into 12-inch strips, and go ahead and pre-cut it all. That way you can just roll it up and you'll be good to go. Now, I love to throw mine into one of the little Dollar Tree laundry baskets. That keeps it separate from collecting things off of the floor, and it allows you just to kind of pull from it, because mesh can kind of have a tendency to stick to everything. And I always have like a lot of gluey on my craft table, so that's just what I do. Anyway, so you're going to take your mesh and you're going to roll it into little curlicues or burritos or whatnot, and you're going to do 3 pieces of it and then just pinch them together in between your fingers. So this is super easy, you guys. I love mesh. I'm like a 90s girl, big bows, all that kind of stuff, and so I'm down with some puffiness. I think it just makes things look really cute. In my opinion, I know a lot of people are minimalists, but for me, this is what I love. And I think holidays are the perfect time to be a little bit puffy and a little bit bowy. So I'm taking that zip tie, and I'm just going to zip tie the mesh to the side of the little wreath thing, and you just want to take it and fill it up. So I kind of just, smooshed it down and then added in another set, and so you just keep doing that. You take 3 pieces of the mesh, roll them into curlicues, pinch them together, and then just use a zip tie. You can also use pipe cleaners. Recently I've been using zip ties because that's what I have on hand, and then you can just kind of fill out your little sign or little door hanger here. So super easy peasy, and I think it comes out really fun. And think about how many of these large Dollar Tree signs you guys probably have. If you have a little Etsy shop or you like to do craft shows, this might be a fun thing, because it's not something I don't think I've ever seen, and it really stayed on there really well. And I'm always wondering how to make, a good door hanger. So I think Dollar Tree has a lot of really great signs. And so hopefully this will be something you guys can put into your crafting arsenal and use, and maybe make for friends or neighbors, or just make something cute for your house. So continue to use both those full rolls of mesh. And then what you can do next, if you want to get super crazy like me, you can use your Easy Bow Maker, or just make a quick little Olivias bow, and you're just going to put it into the Easy Bow Maker at 6 inches across. That'll be 12 inches total on your bow. And I'm just using some of the Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm using black, orange, and then the orange pumpkin. And then I love the little candy corn one. I like the happy ribbon. I don't really like the spooky one. So this was, to me, the happiest Halloween ribbon that they had. But again, I'm just going 6 inches across. You can start making your bow a little bit smaller as it goes in. That's going to give you more of like a staggered look. I'm doing more of like a stacked bow that's going to be really full and fluffy. Now, hey, you guys, don't forget to take and dovetail your ends with your scissors. So you just cut like a little triangle right there. And again, just continue to add ribbon, dig into your stash, have fun with it. It doesn't even necessarily have to be all Halloween ribbon. You could mix in one Halloween and then some burlap, just make it super cute. Or you could just do a simple little easy bow. My bow did get a little bit crazy. It got really big. I looked back on the video and I was like, wow, that bow got super big. But I love big bows and I cannot lie. So there's that, guys. Okay, so this is the last little string here, or piece of ribbon that I'm going to push down into here, and then you just want to trim it off. Don't forget to dovetail those ends on either side, and then you can pull your little bow off, And there you guys have your super adorable bow. Oh my goodness, I love big bows. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a zip tie and I'm going to kind of dig down in between the mesh and find one of the little wreath prongs because I really want this to attach down inside of it. I don't want it to be puffing outside of the mesh. You want your bow to be kind of dropped down inside of it. And then you want to give your bow a really, really good fluffing. You know, play with the ribbons and the tails and all that. Now, for me, I decided to add a little bit more ribbon. Of course, you guys know me. So I used 3 of the coordinating ribbons that were in my bow, and I just kind of cut them to where they were going to kind of cascade down and around the top part of the beware sign. So I'm pinching them together up at the top, and I actually just cut a slit in all 3 bows, and I used a zip tie to attach those bows, and you can kind of pull them down and cascade them off to the side. And then what I'm going to do is add just like a little witch sign on there, or a skeleton, I can't remember, just one of the little signs that they have. And then I took this black ribbon, this is the black sparkly ribbon, and I just tied that on there. And that way, again, you guys can kind of play with it and rearrange it a little bit and just kind of give it a little bit of a fluff it up, I guess is what you would say. So there you guys have that. Okay. And then I did add my little sign. It says the witch is in. Love that. And I'm just tying it off here. And then, of course, I had to add one more thing. I found these really cute little witch hats, and the witch hats don't seem to stick super great to the ends, but I did get one to kind of poke down into there, and then I just took the other ones off their sticks and glued them in to kind of that little spot there. So fun and fabulous on a total budget, and wow, it would be a really fun thing to put on a door or next to a mantle or make for a neighbor, just to give, or your classroom, you know, just to give it kind of that wreathy feel without going too over the top on a wreath. So I hope you guys are inspired and are loving it. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to show you guys how you can make kind of a fancy, cute little sign using one of these Dollar Tree wooden pieces. So I'm just taking a can of black spray paint, and I only needed to really give it 1 coat of spray paint. Now you guys could get really intricate and paint it all kinds of cool colors, but I just decided to go with black, and then I'm going to use this black and white striped paper as the backdrop. Kind of give it just like a little bit more of a spooky feel, or like that Beetlejuice, Mackenzie Childs feel, I guess, which is perfect for Halloween. So I'm taking my little craft paper here, and I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to trim that out, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the front of that piece of cardboard that came in the original picture frame insert. Now you guys could really use any picture frame that you have on hand. I just had this, and I just thought it would be perfect for it because I didn't really need anything with glass. So I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue that keeps that paper kind of from sliding around. You could also just use an Elmer's glue stick. That would work too. And this craft is so super easy, you guys. You guys could do this with your kiddos, or just whatever suits your fancy. I always wonder what to do with those wood pieces, and I just thought this was such a fun idea. It's almost making like a little 3D kind of pop out effect or something. Maybe not 3D, but anyway, you guys kind of get the drift. So I'm just going to add a couple little dabs of hot glue, and I'm going to pop that onto the front of the frame, and voila, we have a fun little fabulous piece here. Now I decided to go one step further and add this little haunted house mini sign. These are coming in a 2-pack in the Dollar Tree Halloween section. I just hot glued that to the front of this, and bam, we have this fun and fabulous little piece on a total budget. It looks like something you guys would pick up at TJ Maxx or Hobby Lobby, and we made it for a couple bucks, and you guys could totally customize this. You could even put like your family last name on it or something and make it look kind of haunted house spooky. So as always, you guys comment and let me know what's your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. And I need to know, this is a secret question for this video, what is your favorite trick-or-treat candy? Okay, always when I took my kiddos trick-or-treating, I loved to steal like their Twizzlers or some of their chocolate pieces. They were so delicious. You guys drop that comment down below. It'll help you enter that $100 giveaway. And you guys have to know that I popped in this cute little clip of Benji Bear. There he is, just chilling out, you guys. He had a big day of crafting, and so he wanted to hang out with Mom in the studios.
So thank you guys so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. I hope you guys are so inspired to start your fall crafting. I love to start early because I go totally over the top crafting and decorating my home and making so many things handmade. And if you guys did not see this fun video where I did my kitchen cabinets, go back and watch that one. You guys, I am just so excited for this season. It's going to be so wonderful. I am also going to be a new empty nester, which I'm kind of excited for that. It's going to be more time actually to probably craft and decorate, which you guys are going to be the beneficiaries of that. You know, and just also just finding my way a little bit, having a little bit more time to spend with the Lord, to focus on, you know, myself, my kids, my family, you know, because we still have things going on with our kiddos and our families, even when they fly the nest. In fact, I have a wedding coming up with my sweet son and his beautiful fiance, precious, 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 at the end of September. Super excited for that. Now, I have been sharing a devotional with you guys in my videos, so I'm going to go ahead and read that to you guys. This is by Sherry Hill. It's called He Whispers Your Name, and you know, it just helps me when I stay in the Word, trust me, because I fall off all the time and I mess up all the time. So if you guys feel like you're just going through some interior turmoil inside of your heart, or not knowing or not feeling peace, get back into your Word, get back into the devotional, turn on some praise and worship music, listen to, you know, your local church, one of their services, all those things, because it's going to help you guys stay on track. And I fall off track all the time, so I'm just reminding you guys because I need the reminder too. Okay, this one says, the way you should go. My plans and purposes for your life won't always seem obvious. At least as I lead and guide you, you will not always have a full understanding of what exactly I'm asking you to do and why. I just need you to listen to me and obey. Faith is going to take you in directions that you never could imagine, and new paths which will be open before you as I work in and through your life. Often things won't make sense and you'll struggle with whether or not you trust me. Your emotions will get the better of you from time to time, and you'll have to draw nearer to me in order to allow my voice to speak over your own. My grace will be all you need as I take you through trials and troubles, so there is nothing to fear. Your greatest challenge is going to be to trust me when you can't see the very next step in front of you. I know it's hard to walk by faith, but that's why I am with you always, and I will speak to you, I will lead you, I will guide you. My plans in each step you should take will be clear. Just be patient and don't demand my answer before it's time. I will speak to you when the impact is perfect and powerful. The Lord will instruct and teach you in the way you should go, and I will counsel you with my eyes open, and that's Psalm 32:8. God is always going to instruct us and lead us in the way that we should go. And it's always, always, always the right way. I know that if I know anything in this life, that is one thing I can always depend on, is God's ways are best. No matter what I try to insert myself into, or, you know, make things try to go my way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And God will always lead us back. So anyway, sorry, my hair is just doing a little something crazy. But what do you guys think about this hair color? Totally off topic, but I have just been letting it kind of go more natural. Of course, coloring my roots a little bit, but not so much blonde, which I did love the blonde, but I couldn't keep my hair long. So now it's finally growing out. I just have to show you guys. I'm super excited just for that. And I did take my nails off. I'm wondering if I should put them back on though, because in my videos, I feel like it looks prettier when I have my nails on. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I want to make all of your hearts so tight, and I'm going to encourage you guys, because we're all walking through something, no matter what you're going through. I know I have walked through some stuff in the last couple of years, lost some people that I love, and just gone through some major, major changes as far as, you know, personal relationships, things that were completely out of my control, but you know what? They were in God's control. So if you have gone through something major and you're struggling to walk through it, keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Whatever you're going through now, it feels like it's going to last forever, but I promise you it's temporary. But you got to keep going. You got to walk it out. You got to keep moving, keep loving on the people that are in your life, because God has you here for a reason. So I hope you guys remember that. I'm going to hug all of your hearts so tight. I wish you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. And until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.